Hello my fellow fasting friends, it's Jackie, and this week I'm excited to share with you my week 16 update. I also want to share with you how I manage fasting while I'm also the homemaker and the meal maker of the house. Someone commented on one of my videos that she really enjoyed that I was someone who makes meals for my family. I thought that was an interesting comment, and I thought it was definitely something that maybe I should share a little bit more of how I integrate it, because being the one that grocery shops, that plans the meals, that makes the meals, including meals that I don't eat, it definitely has impact on how I intermittent fast. But I wanted to share with you guys some of my experience, because if you're struggling with that area, I thought a little insight into the things that I do and what works for me or makes it better for fasting might help you as well. So before I get into those details, I want to share with you guys my data for the week. Right here is my week 16 data. You can see that overall I lost 1.3 pounds roughly. As I'm recording this, I don't have my numbers in front of me, but I think I lost like 1.2 or 1.3 pounds, and I was really pleased with that. So this past week, week 16, had my daughter's birthday. We had cake and pizza. The next day, my dad and his wife came over and celebrated her birthday. We had lunch and cake, and then we went to my in-laws' house and celebrated her birthday again and had dinner and cake. And I definitely was able to celebrate. Even the day where we had lunch and dinner, my window was only 4.5 hours long. However, I ate a lot in those 4.5 hours. And knowing that I was going to have more celebratory food in my window, I also did have 2 500 calorie down days this week. Having 2 500 calorie down days definitely is not something that's in my plan per se, but I had 2 nights where it worked really well and I just took advantage. This kind of ties into how I plan the food. I made pancakes, bacon, and applesauce, homemade applesauce, and I'll tell you, I do love bacon, so it would be a lie if I didn't say that. But I don't really care if I eat pancakes or not, and I don't care if I eat applesauce or not, but my family loves pancakes and my family loves homemade applesauce. So one way that I integrate as a mom and a meal planner, if I want to have a 500 calorie down day, I plan meals that my family loves that I don't always like, because I don't want to eat pancakes as my one meal a day. So if my family wants to have that for dinner, which by the way, my family would probably eat pancakes at least on a weekly basis. So pancakes kind of to me is like my go-to if I want to have a 500 calorie down day. That's what I've done a number of times so far. And then I really love meats and eggs and vegetables. So I will make like an egg stir fry of some sort, or this week I made a breakfast sandwich. I used a bagel, 1 egg, a slice of cheese, and vegetables on it, and then also an apple, and that came out as an estimated like 500 calories on the dot. So it was super satisfying, it was filling, and I actually ate all of that right before I finished making the pancakes, so I was already full, and pancakes aren't tempting to me. So if you are trying to still make dinner for your family and you want to do something like a 500 calorie down day, a way that you could approach it is make one of your family's favorite meals that you don't necessarily love, and then use those opportunities to have your down days. And that definitely takes planning, but if you guys are not new around here, you know that I do my weekly meal plans. I'm the one that grocery shops, and unless someone specifically asks for meals, I'm the one that plans all the meals. I have always ate for lunch leftovers. So if we have dinner one night, the leftovers is my lunch the next day. And if we don't have leftovers, then I'll eat leftovers from a previous day. And I always affectionately referred to myself as our family dumpster. I was the only one that loved leftovers. My husband doesn't love leftovers, and because he doesn't love them, we don't do them regularly as dinners. Because of that, my kids don't love leftovers. However, as I've become an intermittent faster and I'm no longer eating lunch, I have too many leftovers in my fridge. You guys will see that here shortly, but my fridge becomes overloaded with leftovers. And there are a number of things I do. Tonight, for instance, we are having leftover night. I am not making a dinner, and everyone gets to eat leftovers. So I'm already planning in my head that I'm going to have meatballs. I'm not gonna have any pasta with it, but I have leftover meatballs from my daughter's 9th birthday. She wanted spaghetti and meatballs. I'm gonna have meatballs, coleslaw. I have coleslaw left from when we had pulled pork almost a week ago. It's from the store. The sell-by date is still good, but there's just a little bit left. And I'm gonna have a little bit of broccoli cheese soup from last week. I'm gonna have a little bit of everything. I'm looking forward to it, but everyone in my family has to eat leftovers. So there's so much different. We have 2 pieces of pizza. We have leftover pasta. We have lots of different stuff. I have leftover applesauce. We have leftover pancakes, a few bacon pieces. We have so many random things. Everyone has to make their dinner using leftovers or fresh vegetables, fresh fruit, and that way it helps clear our leftovers because I'm no longer eating them as a lunch. So that way I don't feel like I'm wasting food. And if I made a dinner that I was looking forward to the leftovers, I'm also able to eat that as a second dinner, get more bang for my effort. And the other thing that I do is I have a number of friends that are local and my in-laws that I'll just say, hey, I made this, would you like me to bring you leftovers? So in order to help not throw away my leftovers, we either have a leftovers night, and my husband was very understanding when I told him that I really felt like that was necessary. I didn't want to throw stuff away. I didn't want to waste my efforts, waste our resources. And then I also give our leftovers away. So those are the two ways that I handle leftovers. I'm also really trying hard to make smaller portions. So if I make a smaller main meal and then supplement with fruits and veggies that we can continue eating with our meals, it makes it easier to not have a ton of leftovers. But I'm still not very good at that. If I make soup, I make a ton of soup. I just have to get better at that. So here's the leftover broccoli cheese soup from last week. I have this heating up. We are, like I said, this is how we take care of leftovers. I just get them all ready. That's been warming during the day. And this is my ridiculous fridge. I have bacon from last night's dinner. I have to-go stuff from my in-laws' house, more to-go stuff. I have pizza, I have meatballs back there, drinks, hummus, my coleslaw, artichokes, applesauce, leftover pasta, birthday cake, onion, grapes. We have so much to use, so much to get rid of, and after tonight's dinner, I will be much happier with my fridge, and there won't be waste. We have a bunch of fresh fruit and veggies down there. So this is one way that I combat all the leftovers as someone that intermittent fasts. Another thing that can be really tricky as the mom that prepares all the meals is making your kids food when you're not eating. I will say that this is only difficult at the very beginning of fasting. So I definitely make my kids breakfast. I make them smoothies or waffles or toast or whatever they want in the morning. I do the same for lunches, and when I'm preparing breakfast and lunch for my kids, it was difficult at first. There's really no other way to say it than it was difficult to make them food when I wasn't eating. However, the longer that I've been fasting, I don't feel hungry during the day really. And even if something makes me hungry, I think, oh, if I want that later, I'll have it. And kind of that freeing thought, it's not like, oh, wow, wow, those goldfishes are so tempting, and if I don't eat them now, they won't be there later. Nope, that's really not what it is. It's nothing like that. There's no scarcity. I just tell myself, well, if you want goldfish later, have them. And then I can pretty much tell you when I open my window, I'm not gonna want the goldfish that my son's eating. And if I make him a breakfast sandwich in the morning, I might be opening my window with a breakfast sandwich. I love breakfast sandwiches. So sometimes it does influence what I eat later in the day. But for the most part, I've gotten really used to preparing food for my kids. And for the most part, the stuff they eat for breakfast and lunch, it doesn't compare to the yummy food I'll be eating for dinner. So I've really just had to kind of plow through the hard times, and it becomes easier. I can easily say that now at week 16, it is not hard for me to make them lunch and breakfast, but it was at the beginning. So if you're struggling with that, I see you, I know it's hard, but you can push through and you can do it. So I'm cheering you on. Go you, woo, 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 go you, woo, woo, woo. Side note, I never realized how much food I picked off my kids' plates until I was purposefully not eating anything. So I would eat the corners of grilled cheese I've come to see, or the last 3 crackers, or if my son left a chicken nugget on his plate, I would eat it. And on top of all the food I ate all day long, I'm sure that stuff adds up. So I kind of think of like, hey, not only am I glad that I'm fasting at this point, but I'm not adding in all of these countless calories, all the countless snacks that in my mind, really I didn't even count as part of my eating for the day because they were just leftovers. And instead of throwing them away in the trash, I was throwing them away in here without thinking about it. So I've kind of been able to break that habit, and I'm really glad for that. Because was I ever really hungry for a Kirkland chicken nugget? No, I wasn't. But did I eat it? Yes, I did. And here is where I'll share with you guys my Renfo app. You can see here that my weight is like a roller coaster, but my roller coaster started and ended lower than my roller coaster from last week. So my trend is still going down. I really can say that now, 16 weeks into this, I do not freak out every single time that I weigh myself and the weight changes. I pretty much use it as a game every morning, like, what's it gonna look like today? Who knows? And I just see what it is and then I move on with my day. You can also see my fasting windows for this week. Again, I really try hard to track and make sure I get 18 hours of a fast. I don't necessarily track how long my window is open. I just am more cognizant of, okay, if I close it now, when can I open it tomorrow? And then I make sure that I make my windows fit the next day. Also, I want to give an update. Last week I shared with you guys that I ordered 2 pairs of size 4 jeans and that they arrived and I could put them on, and I couldn't even believe it. I still can't believe it. But I didn't like one of the pairs. They got returned to Target, and I ordered another dark pair of size 4 jeans from the Gap. And actually they were used Gap brand, new with tags, but I bought them on Mercury, or Mercari. I don't know how you say it. Anyways, I ordered Gap jeans, new with tags from Mercari, size 4 tall, and they did not fit. So I'm not quite a size 4 yet, which I knew, but they didn't even get on. So your girl's got a ways to go, and those are my true goal jeans now. I'm going to give you some insight into what I ate during week 16. Again, what works for me may not work for you. Some people find that they'll lose weight quicker if they go low carb, or they find that they lose weight if they cut out all the sugar. I really don't drink alcohol right now. Not that I can't, and if there was a certain occasion I wanted to, I just am really limiting it right now. I've had a drink on occasion, but it's not something I do regularly. But there are so many ways to tweak your diet if you want to lose weight more quickly. For me, I am finding that it's the 500 calorie down days, and then I don't really change what I eat on my other days, as you'll see. And remember, just because it works for me doesn't mean it's going to be the answer for you. I just like to give you guys some ideas of what I do during my eating window, and our journeys don't have to look exactly the same for you to be successful. I just encourage you to play around with your windows, play around with what foods work for you, and every single week, you guys know I'm trying different things. I'm seeing what works, what doesn't work, and that's why I report back to you guys, is hopefully to encourage you to do the same and really tweak your journey so that it is successful for you as well. For dinner, I am having broccoli cheese soup, leftover pulled pork sandwich, a little bit of bread to dip in my soup. And this is after I had a granola bowl with almond milk earlier today. We also ended the night at the Apple Orchard where I ate 2 pumpkin donuts. Yum. I used Chipotle's calorie counter nutrition guide online and built this naked burrito bowl with meat, all the salsas, and lots of lettuce. It came out to basically exactly 500 calories. I had steak, fajita veggies, and like I said, double scoops of every single salsa. It was super delicious, spicy, and very satisfying for 500 calories. And I had to eat this in the car while my husband had LASIK eye surgery. It was so satisfying and definitely a great 500 calorie meal. So after my Chipotle down day yesterday, today is my up day. It's 18 and a half hours I've been fasting since I had my 500 calorie meal. And I made a sausage, cheese, and egg chaffle. So the waffle is made out of cheese and egg. I have more cheese on here. And then I have my pumpkin granola with almond milk. And I'm about to open my window. So pretty much immediately after I ate, I also am making myself a hot chocolate. And I had a Reese's Thins peanut butter cup. But I was very hungry and the food was so satisfying, and now I want this as I do virtual school with my daughter. Right there, that one right there. Hey! So here's my dinner on my update. I have 3 pieces of medium pizza from Hungry Howie's, sauces, and some breadsticks. Between my breakfast that I opened about 11, and now I definitely have had some snacks. The update is meant to refuel, so eat on. I'm gonna break my 19-hour fast with a piece of leftover pizza. I added artichoke and broccoli to it, and then my son's leftover tropical smoothie. My daughter on her 9th birthday, this was her dream, was to get this for breakfast. Once again, my daughter's pick for her birthday was spaghetti, meatballs, and of course birthday cake. But I load my spaghetti with the green veggies. Today I am making breakfast for my family, but I'm having a down day. I'm gonna have a bagel sandwich. So I have one of these bagels that's 240 calories, a single piece of cheese, 70 calories, an egg, which is 70 calories, and then I'm gonna have an apple. Alexa.
One medium apple has 95 calories.
As you can see, we went to the apple orchard and picked apples, so I'm gonna eat one of these. This guy looks good. Okay, so here is my meal made up. It's 500 calories almost exactly. And then I am at 475 of that, and I added on some artichokes and red peppers. Both of those are very, very low calorie. So I think with the small amount I put on there, I'm just estimating 25 calories, and I'm calling it good. So this is my 500 calorie on a down day. Yummy, 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 I can't wait. One of my windows open with a chaffle breakfast sandwich. That is a waffle made out of cheese and egg. It's very low carb. And if you're interested in seeing how I make those, they're so delicious. Check out these videos right here. Both are simple, very quick videos, and I encourage you to check them out right here. Thank you so much for watching. Chow down and ciao.